and let him know why I thought this topic was important.
You were running into roadblocks then, essentially. You had this information, you did research, investigation, got data, and then that data hit a ceiling, it hit a wall. What wall was that?
I don't really know. I think for some people, the wall was, it was too much of a pill to swallow. I remember distinctly giving a briefing to one senior, and after having the pilots there and all the evidence and the reporting, at the end of the day, he just couldn't process it. He looked at me and he literally asked, how are those Miami Dolphins doing this season? Which was perplexing to me and people in the briefing. I guess in other cases, some individuals have a problem with this topic because it conflicts with their philosophical or maybe theological belief system. I did experience that as well.
When you mentioned something, UFOs conflicting with those with some within the Pentagon philosophically or religiously, were they, because of that, was there any proactive suppressing or limiting of how much you could do because of that?
Sure, I had to be very careful. I really had to operate in the shadows more than ever. I was used to doing it because of my job, but I wasn't used to running operations, inside my own organization. But that's what we had to wind up doing because there were people that were certainly against this effort, and only because of again their philosophical belief system. I had nothing to do. In fact, I had one. I remember the conversation very well. This is a person I respected tremendously, very, very senior person. He's told me, he said, "Lou, I want you to stop doing this." I said, "Okay, sir, I certainly can, but may I ask why?" And he says, "Well, we already know what it is." Now, at that moment, I honestly thought maybe it was our own technology. I was running up against some super uber secret SAP, and they were telling me to stop. And I said, "Okay, sir, so it's ours." And he said, "No, that's not what I'm saying." And he said, he asked me point blank, "Have you read your Bible lately?" And I wasn't quite sure where he was going with that. And I said, "Well, sir, I think I know what it says. Where are you going with this?" And he said, "Well, then you would know that these things are demonic, and we should not be pursuing them." Yeah, and he wasn't kidding. That's exactly how he felt.
So this is a Pentagon. This is a Department of Defense official saying, "Stop looking at UFOs because they're demonic."
Correct.
But if something demonic is flying over our skies, wouldn't religious people want to fight them?
Well, I think, look, I think no matter what it is, we need to figure it out. And there was a time, and this is, look, I'm a religious person, but there was a time where the church wouldn't even look through the telescope of Galileo because it conflicted with their narrative. Only to years later them to come out and actually now use the grandeur of the universe to support their philosophical and theological belief system. So I am under the presumption that more data is good, and I don't think we should ever be fearful of data. And it doesn't matter if they are, at the end of the day, some sort of super secret foreign adversarial technology that's leapfrogged us, or if it's little green men from Mars, or if it's demons. We probably need to figure it out because it's in our airspace. And by the way, it doesn't care if what we think, because it's there and it's interacting with not even that's just our military, but even civilian aircraft and civilians.
May 12th.